Hello, everyone. This is meteorologist John Keys with your Southeast Idaho weather planning briefing for Sunday, April 21st. If you are celebrating Easter today, it's going to be a wet one over much of the region, and that means that some of us will see some pretty good shower activity today, and those showers actually continue into tomorrow, although today will be the best day, at least in the short term, for showers. Where we can get some sunshine today, we'll see a few thunderstorms and the potential small hail with that. It's going to be warming up again later on this week. So what river and stream flooding is out there now is expected to continue, and we may see some increasing potential for flooding in some areas as we go through the next few days. On the satellite picture, that moisture is already over our area this morning. The low with that's going to track into northern Utah today, and that's going to keep showers in that going in our area. And again, a little better instability down that direction towards the Utah border, the Wyoming border. That's where we'll probably see that little better threat of thunderstorms for today. Now, we're going to take a look at the forecast. We're going to take a little bit different view here because we still have some subtle differences that are going to determine where we're going to see precipitation across the area today. And sometimes we look at what's called an ensemble forecast, and we can look at several different ideas, a little bit different ideas of what's going to happen, and kind of see how our forecast may go for today. Now, as we're taking this one particular forecast, and this is a pretty common forecast, a band of precipitation extending from right around the Montana border, Island Park, Monida Pass, back through the Snake Plain into the southern highlands. It may extend back towards the Burley area. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky for today. We're going to take a look at the different ideas that this little ensemble is showing us. This particular version is showing some more showers back across the central mountains. Another particular version keeps that main band, doesn't even get it back into the Snake Plain today. That may be something to watch depending on how far south into Utah that low actually goes. There's our current expected most likely forecast. You can see another version is keeping that main band in place, a little heavier precipitation, but more again back into the central mountains. And the last one, it kind of follows the general idea with that main band across the area. So we'll take that back. We'll roll this through 6 o'clock this afternoon into this evening. You'll notice we're going to see things starting to shift southward, although, again, we're looking at maybe some of those heavier showers and storms to the south. Some of the other ideas keep showers going elsewhere across the area. And with it being a little bit unstable today, that's certainly possible. And this one, that model's probably a little overdone. But again, shower activity almost everywhere for today. And again, this one's somewhat in between. But the idea is showers and thunderstorms, that'll be dwindling. And by the time we get into tomorrow morning, most of the shower activity will be along and east of I-15. We'll probably see a few stray showers back towards City of Rocks, Burley as well, maybe back towards Craters of the Moon. But as we go through the day tomorrow, that shower activity really dwindles, and we'll start to see a little bit of a drier period across the area. It may not be shower-free, especially once we get later on into the week. Now, we were talking about some of these precipitation totals, and again, if we get more precipitation across the Snake Plain, these amounts around 0.2 or less will definitely be on the low end with that. But most of the precipitation will be falling in the southern and southeastern highlands, 1/3 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, maybe some places a little higher once you get off the valley floor. And if we do happen to get some more showers over the central mountains, these amounts around 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch are going to be on the low end. And where we get that heavy precipitation, unfortunately, that's going to feed into our rivers and streams across the area. The other story, at least for today, is going to be the gusty winds. And those wind gusts up north, they'll be pretty strong, running out of the north during the day on those ridge tops right around 40 to 45 miles per hour, right around 15 to 25, maybe 30 in the upper plain. And the winds across the rest of the region will be out of the west or west-northwest around 15 to 25 miles an hour. Maybe a little gusty down towards Magic Mountain, Pomerelle, and also down towards the Utah border in that general vicinity. Those gusty winds remain pretty decent up to the north. That's typical in a northwest drainage pattern, but you see the winds dying elsewhere. And those gusty winds will remain in place up north through tomorrow, and they'll also continue in some drainage spots across the southern highlands around 15 to 25 miles an hour. The other story is going to be the warming temperatures. You'll notice today we're going to be pretty chilly across the area, 50s in the valleys, 30s and 40s in the mountains, but look at those temperatures. Overnight lows warming up, and they'll continue to warm up in the mountains, so that means the snowmelt will return Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is probably going to be our peak for high temperatures, Wednesday into Thursday. Lower elevations back towards the mid-70s, 60s, and probably mid to upper 50s, even on the high peaks for that particular time frame across eastern Idaho. So how is that going to play? How is that going to play into our flooding situation? We're going to take a little bit of a round-robin look here. Here is the Portneuf River through the Pocatello area back towards Ingham. We do have the river at in minor flood today, and that's going to continue across the area. So that's why we have our flood warning in place. We are watching the water rise a bit above Blackfoot Reservoir on the Blackfoot River. So far, nothing being reported impact-wise. That's something we're going to have to watch. Now, this is the forecast with that square showing up on there. So minor flood continuing for the Portneuf River, especially through the Pocatello area. We're going to be watching some rises on the Snake River, especially from Blackfoot upstream. We could see some localized impacts around the Blackfoot area by the time we get towards the middle part of the week. We're going to head back up farther north along the Snake River, and we're already seeing some bankful conditions right around Heisey, the Lorenzo area, back towards the confluence of the Henry's Fork. Very minor flooding has been reported. We're not expecting much of an increase impact-wise in that area as well. Other areas we're watching bankful conditions downstream of Henry's Lake. We'll have to be watching to see how that impacts the area over the next couple of days and how that feeds downstream through the rest of the Henry's Fork basin as well. We're going to shift over into the Central Mountains. We do have some bankful or higher conditions above Littlewood Reservoir around High Five Creek. So again, we'll be watching that to see if impacts increase. And of course, we already have some bankful conditions, some minor flooding going around through the Haley area, and the forecast and beyond is going to keep that minor flooding issue in place across the area. So basically, we're going to have some conditions that will continue to keep us on our toes. If you have any questions, give us a call. Otherwise, have a great day. If you're celebrating Easter, enjoy the holiday and stay safe out there.